Oh man, good morning. Tuesday morning. It is June 25th, 2019. Got the day started around 3:30 this morning. My goal has been to get up before this Navy SEAL that I watch. I listen to his podcast, Jocko Willink, and he posts pictures of his watch like every day. So my goal was, okay, I want to go a week and try and beat him every single morning. Yesterday didn't work. I didn't wake up until like 6:30 or something, which is still early for a lot of people. But I still want to wake up before him. So he always wakes up around 4:30. So I set my goal before that. So this morning I woke up at 3:30, I think it was. I don't know. I took a picture of it because that's what I've been trying to do is when my alarm goes off, I roll over to get my phone right, and I just snap a picture real quick, and then I wake up because I think doing that actually just wakes me up. And then starting to look at my phone, which is funny because people say like, "Oh, don't look at your phone in the morning" or whatever. I'm like, that's the first thing I do just because it wakes me up. It gets my eyes open, it gets my brain going, and all that kind of stuff, and then I get out of bed and do what I gotta do. So yeah, this morning 3:32 I woke up. So didn't do it yesterday. Or did I? I actually don't remember. I know I didn't take a picture of it. I think I did wake up at around 4:30, but I didn't take a picture of it. So it's like I didn't do it. So today, definitely did it and got up early and did a lot of things and went and trained someone. And yeah, man, I mean, what the fuck is on my phone? Yeah, so I actually did things and now we're here. So this weekend we had a graduation party for my niece, which is crazy because my niece, she's on my wife's side, and I met her when she was 10 years old. So I met a lot of my wife's nieces and nephews when they were younger. So now it's like they don't remember their life without me in it, which is pretty cool. So it's like I've always been there. So it's awesome and pretty neat to see that and hear them talk about them not even remembering their life before me. It's like I've always been there. So she actually graduated high school. We went to that graduation last week. And then she had a graduation party this week, which was fun. Just had a bunch of family, She didn't want a huge thing, so just had family over and just celebrated her graduation and her brother's birthday. He's turning 13. And shout out to them. I know graduating is a great feeling. I mean, at least it was for me. I couldn't wait to get out of high school. Oh my gosh. Cause I think for me it was just because I struggled so much. But I know she was definitely happy to get out, and she's getting older. It's crazy to see that, starting at 10 years old and now she's 18. And, going to community college to do what she needs to do, and she loves her job, so that's good. She needs everyone. It's hard to find a job that you actually like and that you make money doing. A lot of people create it for themselves, like we're trying to do here, and it's very special. It's a special thing to find when you can find something that you love to do and make money doing it. So, and then yesterday we had I got to watch the beginning of the USA women's soccer game, which is stressful. I really didn't expect that to go the way it did. I mean, I knew Spain was good, but they just had the perfect strategy for the U.S. And they really lucked out because of those 2 penalties. So the reason we won was 2 penalty kicks. And, I mean, that just shows a little undiscipline on their defensive side, but everything else, like, the U.S. just couldn't score. They couldn't get good shots on goal, and Spain's defense just held them down. I mean, the U.S. still had the most time of possession, but it's just like they didn't utilize the time they were given. They didn't take advantage of that. So I don't know. It's a lot of people were saying it's because Alex Morgan got hurt during the Sweden game, or people were tired, or the coach wasn't making the substitutions what she needed, or whatever. I don't know. I think there was a lot more to it than just substitutions. I think there were some girls that were getting tired and weren't going for balls and that they should have, and there's a lot of missed opportunity there. So with France, you can't take that risk. With France, because they got France coming up on Friday, and I'm excited because I get to watch the whole game. But with France, man, you can't just give them those opportunities. Because they're just as good as Spain on defense. They're just as good as the U.S. on offense. And it's gonna be a tough one. I mean, the biggest tough yet. I mean, you're in France, playing France. Especially when you're in front of your home crowd during the World Cup, that's one-sided. I mean, the U.S. seems to have a lot of fans there, but it's gonna be so different. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be nerve-wracking. Hey, I'm excited for it. I'm ready to watch it. Despite everyone talking or whatever, I still love watching women's soccer. I still love the effort they put in and the intensity and the aggressiveness. Not a lot of flopping. The girls are getting hit pretty hard, and it just makes it so much more fun to watch. But anywho, so that's on Friday, and we'll see what happens then. I'm excited. Oh, so let me tell you about this, man. Let's see if I can pull it up. This lady's 103 years old. Her nickname is Hurricane. Julia the Hurricane Hawkins wins yet another gold in a 100-meter dash. This woman is crazy. She's 103. She won the 50-meter dash and the 100-meter dash. Now, she is in the women's 100-plus division. So how good is that really? She just beat a couple other 100-year-olds. If she beat some younger people, I'm talking about, when I say younger, I'm talking about 80s and 90s. If she beat that kind of demographic, I mean, then I'd be impressed. But I don't know. I don't know what she's going up against. 100 plus? Because how many 100 plus year olds are there in this world? So, but it's cool because, and it's funny because she's they're asking her how she trains for it, and she was like, oh, no, I don't really do it too much. I just go and exercise more. I walk up and down my street, and then I ride my bike and stuff like that. It's funny because when you're at 103, you're pretty much doing things that little kids do. It's not even she's not going out and running sprints and shit. I don't know, that cracks me up. To see that someone at 103 is still out doing this stuff. That blows my mind. But yeah, still not sure of what she actually went up against. Still kind of unsure in that category.
Only Tylenol rapid release gels have laser drilled holes.
But
They release medicine fast.
see if we can ever get past this ad and see what this
Tylenol.
see what she's got to say. There she goes. Look at her. Oh, see, yeah. That one old lady was barely moving. I wonder how old she was.
You need to run at 100 and do the 100-yard dash.
4, grandmother of 3, great grandmother of 3. She only been running and biking for 3 years. Oh, she's crying.
I hope I'm inspiring them to heal and to realize you can still be doing it at this kind of a age if you keep yourself busy and active most of your life.
You go, Hurricane. Yo, that's my girl, man. Look at her. She's like really running. The other lady is like looks like she's about to die. That's wild. That's a crazy story, man. But that's what I want to be. That's what I want. When I get that old, like I hope I make it to that age. But I don't know, sometimes you just can't help it. You know, people always have these things like, oh, you can live longer if you do this. Not really, man. There's some healthy people out there that I thought took care of themselves, and they were always active. They're always eating the things they need to eat. But then they die early, or of like a heart attack or something, or of like, I don't know, some random causes that they don't know of. I don't know. So I don't think there's really anything you can do. I mean, yeah, of course, still take care of yourself, because then you do live longer than you would if you just ate McDonald's every day and didn't do anything. So of course, still exercise and still take care of your body. You know, I don't know why people don't want to do that. Is it because it's too hard? I don't know, because like a lot of people that are really like very successful and very good at other things and make money and all those kind of things, they don't work out. They don't take care of themselves. You know, so it can't be just because it's hard, because they're doing hard stuff every day. You know, doing hard stuff is kind of like what got them to where they are. So it can't just be because it's too hard. Maybe it is for other people. I think for just regular people, it's just because it's difficult. It's something that they just don't want to do because they're lazy. And that just kind of brings me to this next point. And what I was reading is this article is called "Please Stop Commenting on People's Bodies. You Don't Know Shit." And I love the article, but I mean I kind of disagree with it in a sense. But let me see. But she kind of talks about like in a sense, I mean, I go through this with my my wife's family and that kind of stuff. So I don't say anything because I want my wife to say something. I want her to step up and, stand up for herself. But like a couple of things that this article mentions is like, don't assume. Okay, so we're talking about bigger people here. We're talking about people that are quote unquote fat. I don't really like using the word fat, but that's what they're using here. So a couple things, it says like, don't assume they don't eat healthy or never exercise, which is true because you can gain weight from medication. You can gain weight from having thyroid issues. There's tons of different issues that you can have that just force weight on you that you can struggle with. You can have a clean diet, you can exercise, but that weight still manages its way onto your body. So I agree with that. Don't assume what diagnosis they may not carry. Okay. I agree with that too. I mean, don't assume something that because they could have an issue or they couldn't have an issue. You know what I mean? Like, don't assume that you already know why they're overweight. And then after every line, it's like you don't know shit. So that's why I think I love this kind of article. Another one is don't assume you know how their body negatively or positively impacts their life. So don't think, oh, they must have issues like being fat or whatever, I kind of felt this way talking to a guy the other day. We were talking about like roller coasters, and he was like talking about how he couldn't get on, and I felt bad for him. But he seemed to be fine with it. It didn't seem like he was just saying that just to say it. He seemed to be fine with it. So, and that was me kind of assuming that his weight was a negative thing on, because he couldn't go on a roller coaster because he wouldn't fit in there. But maybe to him, it just didn't bother him. So that kind of stuff just really doesn't bother people. Which a lot of times I assume it does. I feel like it should. Because in the long term, your health's going to decline. It may be fine now, but it's going to keep declining. It's going to keep declining. And you're just going to find yourself getting worse and worse. I have an aunt that, was fine. She had no health problems, but she was pushing 400. And then now, all of a sudden, she's starting to get health problem after health problem after health problem. She hasn't been outside in like 7-8 years. So, I mean, I guess, it really depends on the person. It's one of those things that you really can't assume anything because it depends so much on the individual. And that bleeds into don't assume to know that they are not happy, healthy, and confident. A lot of overweight people are confident. A lot are happy. A lot are healthy to an extent. It depends on what your version of healthy is. So if your version of healthy is that your numbers are good, then okay. But can you bend down and pick stuff up? Can you do this, and that? There's a lot of things that they probably wouldn't be able to do in their regular life. Is your weight hindering you doing things? Because if you're going out with a spouse or you're going out with your friends or whatever, and they can't do something because of your weight, imagine how that's going to make you feel. You can't feel confident or happy about that. So I do love the article. But there's a lot of things I disagree with, and it ends with like, oh, that's not the ending. But it says, being fat is okay, being chubby is okay, being plus size is okay. It is. It's okay. If you're okay with yourself, that's all that matters. If you're okay with people making fun of you, and you can deal with that in a positive way, then that's fine with me, man. I mean, whatever, floats your boat. Like I said before, it depends solely on the individual. If you're not, if you're seriously okay with it, you're not going home and crying about it, and you're not just putting on a smile, putting on a fake face when you get home, then I'm fine with that. As long as you're truly happy, it doesn't matter, honestly. Because if you're truly happy, then what does it matter if you're healthy? Because if you die because you're healthy, you died happy, though. So that's the way I see it, but I myself, yeah, man, I wouldn't be like that. I love eating what I like to eat and whatever I want. But the minute I see myself declining or feel myself declining, like, I have to get back into what I'm used to doing. I just can't, man. Like, I see it too much in my family, and it kills me. I wouldn't be able to do that stuff, so. So there was that. And then they go in. And then on a lighter note, I think this is an old video, but it's hilarious. Like, I told my wife, like, she would love this because she wears leggings all the time. So this is a skit by SNL. And see if I can get it to play. But so it's like SNL redid a let's watch it. Oh, it's not the whole thing? Ah, shit. Oh, well. But you get the point. Like, you can look it up. It's on YouTube. It's the new Nike Pro Chiller legging, and the SNL did like a little skit, and they were just like kind of making fun of other ways to use them, because most people don't use them to exercise. They use them to just lounge because they're comfortable. And I thought I was dying laughing. It was hilarious. Shit, I really wanted to watch it. And then another thing, for some reason, this was going viral. I think it's funny, but then like people were like making like bad comments about it. So this is my girl, Kate Beckinsale, and she's squatting. But the reason people are acting weird is because of what she's squatting on. Incorporate your everyday life stuff into fitness, by all means. No matter what you gotta do. If you gotta put a toilet in the squat rack so you can squat correctly, then do it. Watch this. Kate Beckinsale doing overhead squats onto a toilet. See, it seems stupid, but it's actually hilarious, and it works. It's funny because he's not doing it seriously, man. He's just doing it as a joke. But think about it. If you're sitting down on the toilet, if you're squatting down, that's how you squat. A lot of people can't squat without not sitting on something. So if I teach someone to squat at first, when I first meet them, I'll have them sitting on a bench for a couple weeks, just sitting down onto a box, standing back up, just sitting down, standing up, sitting down, standing up. Because if they're trying to do it without doing that motion, it's really dumb. Like their body just doesn't work that way. Their hips don't pop out, their knees are going all over the place. It's just weird. But having them sit back on something makes more sense, because you don't sit down weird. Everyone sits down pretty much the same. So that was funny. But I'm still like laughing at this SNL commercial. Sorry, I need to take that off the screen. Hold on. But so here's another article. This is kind of something I went through a little bit. I don't think I was like it wasn't a serious issue for me, but it's called, it says skinny self-image, heavy workouts in adolescence are warning signs. That is what the studies show. 22% of young men and 5% of young women engage in disordered eating to bulk up. So disordered eating is something that people found in studies, which is like boys or girls increasing how much they eat and how much they take supplements. So it's so different than any other disorder, like anorexia or something like that, or bulimia, because those are pretty much clear signs nowadays. There's so many people with those disorders that you could probably see it very easily, the symptoms. And so it says, like, unlike anorexia nervosa, which may be easily identified by parents or pediatricians, disordered eating to increase bulk may masquerade as healthy habits. And because of this, it tends to go unnoticed. So I think I kind of dealt with this a little bit when I was growing up, because I didn't know how to eat. I didn't know how to take supplements correctly. Once I found out about supplements, I kind of stopped eating a little bit. And it wasn't on purpose, though. It was just kind of like the supplements filled me up, so I just didn't really fill my body with food. I didn't know how important nutrients from food was. So growing up, I was taking all these supplements. Hey, I was taking whey protein. I was taking mass gainers. I was taking, and this is all at the same time. I was taking pre-workout. I was taking intra-workout. And I was taking post-workout. And I was taking creatine. So that's 6 supplements. I was taking 6 supplements at one time, because I thought I needed that. And I think I was taking it for about like a month. Maybe I was doing all that stuff. I was eating. I wasn't eating like I was supposed to, though, like I would now with more knowledge. Back then, I just kept doing it because I was seeing results with it. That's the thing. Once you see results with something, you think it's actually good for you because it's working. But after a month or two, I think I started getting sick. I was in the bathroom all the time, which wasn't fun, because all the supplements were just going right through me. And I can remember not even be able to lift because I was feeling like shit. So finally, I just like stopped lifting. After that, I stopped taking the supplements. I started eating again and all that. So I didn't really know my body, so I had no idea that that was the problem. But then after high school, I took a year off, and then I went to school for personal training, which is where I found out what my issue was at the time. Having a talk with my teacher, telling him how I felt and all that stuff, and he told me exactly. He's like, "Oh, dude," he's like, "You're not even eating food. It's all supplements." You know, and then that's where the famous saying that I use all the time is, "They're supplements. They're meant to supplement what you're not getting in your body." You know, they're not meant for using them directly, like all the time, like as your only source. You know, so I tell people that all the time because that's what was told to me. And it's helped me tremendously. And, you know, I think people look for such an easy way out that they don't think food can be an easy way out. You know, you think you can't lose weight with food. You think you need a fat burner. You think you need the sweet sweat shit that you rub on your stomach. You think that you need the waist trainers to lose weight. You think that you need a weight gainer to gain weight. I mean, it does help, but because of how when you're gaining weight, it's so much harder to consume food. A lot of food, so that's why a weight gainer helps. I think that would be the most productive supplement. Is just for gaining weight. I mean, losing weight, you can lose weight just by your diet. You don't need any type of supplement really, unless you want to supplement something that you're low on, vitamin wise, for nutrients. But other than that, this seems to be a pretty serious thing if they're actually doing studies on it. And it's understandable that it's more so in men, because men always want to be bigger and be stronger, be faster. Women, they're less likely to want to gain weight. They're more likely to lose weight. So it says, adolescents who see themselves as puny and who exercise to gain weight may be at risk of so-called muscularity-oriented, disordered eating behaviors. And that's exactly what I was. I was a little boy, you know, and I always wanted to be big. That was my goal. You know, and the biggest I've ever gotten was I was 235, and I'm 5'8", 5'9". I was struggling breathing. I was struggling walking upstairs and stuff like that. And finally I told myself, all right, man, this just isn't working, because it wasn't. It was killing me. I loved being big, but then you know what? I was like, is it really worth it? You know, I could still be big, but then be lean at the same time. So I think, and then that's when I changed my goal to what I am now. Because now I weigh about 190, and if you looked at me, you probably couldn't tell that. You probably think I'm in the 2-somethings. So it's exactly what I'm going for. So I'm doing what I need to do. And I think it's important that, you know, people get to know your body and really understand what it takes to actually reach the goal that you're looking for. So that's all I have to say about that. Oh, man. So what I've had a couple questions come to me. Hold on, I want to take a sip of my coffee. I've had a couple questions on I'm not trying to be all into myself now. I'm just using me as an example. I get a lot of comments and compliments about my arms. Oh, how do you get your arms so big? Like, and sometimes I get made fun of because my arms are pretty much the biggest on my upper body, other than my back. But they're like, okay, what do you do to train arms? Blah blah blah. I mean, honestly, I don't do anything different. I still train arms. I do all the exercises that a normal person would. You know, I mean, genetically, I think my arms just get bigger. But what I also have been doing for the longest time is not just training arms. In the beginning of my workout, I'll do either bench or deadlift. And with those, since I do the 5-3-1, I'll do 1 week I'll do 5s, 1 week I'll do 3s, 1 week I'll do 5-3-1. So, and then after I do those, then I'll start training arms. Because now my arms are warmed up, they're not quite fatigued, you know, so now I've done the heavy reps. Now I don't have to train my arms heavy. You know what I mean? So when I train my arms, I usually do a pyramid of 20, 15, 12, 10. So in that way, I'm getting a lot of volume, and I'll probably do like 4 to 5 sets of those. So really, I mean, I don't train any different. That's the only difference, is that I'll do something heavy before I do anything else. So in that way, I can worry about volume. You know, I think my arms, your arms aren't really going to grow if you're just doing heavy reps like 6 to 8 or 8 to 10. You know what I mean? They grow, I think, with more volume. And they grow with, if you want to do something heavy, do a compound movement. Because also then that's beneficial to other muscle groups. You know, that's beneficial for your chest and your shoulders. And then also you got your arms. So now you're not wasting all this time trying to warm your arms up. And you don't have to destroy your elbows trying to train heavy triceps. You know, or destroy your wrists or your or or tear a bicep or something by trying to do something heavy. You know, focus on the contraction. Focus on even with strength, I would still say focus on contraction. You know, even if you're trying to get stronger, you know, use the strength, and you still utilize your biceps in presses. You still utilize your biceps in deadlifts. You know, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it, and I feel like you'll actually be able to be stronger in training your arms because you've just done a compound movement. So I would say give that a try. You know, I mean, if you're having issues, like, try something different. You know what I mean? Don't stick with the same thing. You know, no, I'm not a fan of the whole 21s or whatever. You know, people think they're hard and they train hard because they do 21s. Like, okay. Those make no difference to me. Like, honestly, you're doing 21 reps. 21 reps at different angles. You're doing 7 at different angles. Like, I don't know. And 99% of people don't even do them right. So train the way you want. I'm just telling you what works for me. And if you want to try it, that's great. You know, let me know if it works for you. But other than that, you know, do what you want to do, man. And then I also wanted to share with you, for all of you that want to get shredded for the summertime. You want to get shredded? You want to really know what bodybuilders do? What athletes do to lose that body fat and to get shredded? Because there's only 3 secrets. And I think it's only us that know. You guys really want us to tell you our 3 secrets? Okay, I'm about to tell you right now. Get ready for this. Get out a pen and paper. I'm about to tell you the 3 secrets to get shredded, to get ripped, to get diced. Here it is. Lift heavy, cardio, nutrition. That is all it is. So quit fucking asking for secrets. Damn. I'm tired of this bullshit. There is no secret. The secret is just do it, man. That's all it is. Just, you don't have to go to a gym. I don't care. Exercise. Lift heavy things. Put them down. You know? Clean up your diet. Do some research to figure out what actually works for you. What you can eat. You know? Track your calories. If you want to lose weight, eat at a deficit. You got to burn more energy than you put in. It's as simple as that. What's not simple is to find out what works for you. Because something different works for everyone. Keto works for certain people. Atkins works for certain people. Eating clean, like the bodybuilders do, works for certain people. That's the hard part. Everything works. It's just finding what works for you. And I think that's the secret, honestly. I think that's the biggest secret that you can get out of this. Because those 3 things are the only things that you need to do. You know, when I say only, it makes it sound easy, don't it? Just like when y'all say, oh, I just want to tone. I just want to tone. Oh, that's it? That's all you want to do? Shut up. Because toning isn't easy. Defining your body is not easy. It's easier to put on weight or lose weight than it is to get definition in your body. If you want to get definition or you want to tone, you have to lift weights. You're not going to tone by doing cardio. So quit telling people that you just want to tone. I just want to tone. Because you know why I hate that word so much? It's because it makes it sound like it's easy. When people just say, I just wanna. That's all I want to do. That's it. It's not easy. It's not just it. Because it's hard. It's difficult to do that. It takes months. It takes 2, 3 months, 4 months for a bodybuilder to do that. So think about someone that isn't as dedicated or isn't as driven as a bodybuilder to go and do that. It's going to take longer. So what I would suggest is to quit saying that you just want to tone and say, hey, I want my, focus on a muscle group. Because then your focus is on one thing. I want my biceps to pop. You know what I mean? Okay, you want your biceps to pop, so we're going to eat this way. We want to train this way. Not just train your biceps, because just training them more isn't going to get them to pop. That's not what's going to do it. What's going to do it is eating cleaner, so that way your skin thins out. That's what's going to happen. The fat under your skin is going to pull out because you're starting to lose, body fat. That's the goal. The weight on the scale is bullshit. That don't matter. But your body fat percentage is what you should care about. Because you could be a thin girl or a thin guy and still have 40% body fat, 30% body fat. Yeah, the scale at home says something different, but your body fat could be totally different. You know what I mean? So those are the things you need to worry about. Those are the 3 tips. 3. Nutrition. Find what works for you. Whether it be counting your calories, counting your macros, keto diet, blah, 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 whatever. Train like you mean it. You know, think about your why. Why do you want to do it? There's a bigger reason why you want to do something than just to lose weight or just to, you know, anything you say just to in front of is bullshit, because it's not just to. It's not just to tone or just to lose weight. There's a whole story behind it. Why you want to do it. You know, mine is plain and simple. I grew up a small kid. You know, I wasn't really bullied too much because I was very confident and I was very popular, I guess you would say. I don't know. I knew everyone and I was friends with everyone. You know, but I was very, 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 until this day, I'm kind of not as self-conscious, but I was very self-conscious of my body when I was younger. I hated taking my shirt off. Especially when we played soccer. I played soccer my whole life. So when we played soccer, of course, you know, like, you got shirts and skins during practice. I think the worst time I've ever felt was when I finally made varsity when I was in 8th grade. I was supposed to play on the middle school team. And then once my middle school season was over, they called me up and said, hey, we can use Ben for varsity. I was so excited. So we started practice. You know, I was hanging with the guys, you know what I mean? All these dudes I looked up to that were in high school. And then it came down to practice. Had to play shirts and skins. These dudes took their shirts off. Hair on their chest. Abs for days. 6-packs. I take off my shirt. All I see is my little belly. My little chest. You know? I wanted to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how insecure I was about my body. You know what I mean? And I think all that is what brought me to where I am today. You know, I still look in the mirror and I hate what I look like. And I think it's always going to be that way because I have that bodybuilder mentality. I said, oh, my shoulders don't look like that. My biceps aren't doing the right things. They're not peaked enough. My shoulders aren't round enough. My back's not flaring out enough. You know, I think I'm always going to have that, but I'm fine with that. Because that pushes me to train harder. But now I have something else in my business, stnutrition.com, that I'm a lot more focused on than I am with lifting. And I'm not competing. I'm not doing bodybuilding. Well, I'm not competing in bodybuilding. I'm still a bodybuilder because I build my body every day when I lift. But yeah, those are the 3 quickest ways to get shredded, to get ripped, for the summertime, to lose weight, all the above. So quit looking for secrets and just get the work done. I'm just tired of it. Tired of people looking for secrets. I'm tired of people looking for a magic pill. I'm tired of them looking for a special supplement. There are a lot of supplements that work better than others. Don't get me wrong. But they're not going to do the work for you, which is why I love the Run Everything Labs supplements behind me. They even say the owners put that on the containers. Is like, this is not magic. This will not do the work for you. You must do it yourself. It's a little boost. It gives you help. It's like in math and you use a calculator. That's what a supplement is. It's like your calculator. You know, if you had to do math with just off the top of your head, that would suck. I don't think I would have ever passed. But it's the same exact thing. You know, a supplement is like your calculator. it's used to help you. You know, it's used to help you get to where you want to get. You know, so just remember that. Man, you guys made me tired. But I just want to say one more thing to, go out and get online, go to stnutrition.com, check out the Run Everything Lab supplements, and if you want to save some money, go to the promo code at checkout and type in Strong Tower 19. That's a little promo code for you guys that listen to the podcast all the way through, or even skip to the end. Doesn't matter. Go to Strong Tower 9, or type in Strong Tower 19 in the promo code section when you get to the checkout on the website when you order something. And also, when you order 2 supplements or more, you get a free shaker cup. They're pretty dope, man. They wash easy. They don't. Well, it does stink if you leave your protein in there. But it comes with a blender ball. It shakes up very nicely, and I use it all the time. My friends use it all the time. My family uses it all the time. So get yours for free. All right. It's been fun, guys. Until next week. This is the Strong Tower Podcast. And we're out. Peace.